25 oldest scams in history that people still try today. Individuals have been attempting to cheat each other for a large number of years. The principle at any point archived misrepresentation happened in 300 BC. Extortion is viewed as a demonstration of unfair or criminal misdirection expected to bring about monetary or individual increase. In 1792, only a couple of years after America formally got autonomous, the nation encountered its first extortion. Maybe obviously, the absolute most established tricks in history are as yet being utilized on individuals today. These old instances of extortion, despite everything rehearsed today, contrarily influence families monetarily just as intellectually. 25 Internet fraud. The cutting-edge internet we realize today was created in 1971. Nonetheless, it didn't open up to customers until 1983. All through the previous 50 years, individuals have been utilizing the internet to associate with companions and learn new things. Tragically, it is additionally used to trick others. In 2017, the FBI got more than 300,000 objections about internet tricks. They additionally detailed that casualties lost over $1.4 billion in online extortion. 25 Internet fraud. A home is often a family's most valuable asset. Scammers take this into consideration when thinking of the next way to earn a quick buck. Over the past few decades, thousands of homeowners all over the country reported receiving official-looking letters posing as real mortgage companies. These fraudulent companies pressure homeowners to take out equity to use as payments for repairs or other house expenses. 23 Funerals. The demise of a relative is a damaging and enthusiastic time. It's totally discouraging that anybody could ever think about attempting to cheat a grieving family. Shockingly, there have been many announced instances of con artists preying in burial service homes. They frequently guarantee that the expired had an extraordinary obligation that must be paid quickly, or they blow up memorial service expenses and sell pointless administrations. 22 Investments. Albeit numerous individuals plan for retirement, many individuals don't appropriately deal with their investment funds after they get done with working. A colossal bit of the older network in the United States depends on their month-to-month Social Security checks to get by. Fraudsters exploit casualties by acting like a budgetary counsel to gain admittance to their retirement assets and investment funds. When they have the cash, they take it and run. 21 Anti-aging products. For the only remaining century, society has put a gigantic accentuation on physical appearance, to such an extent that individuals even put themselves into obligation attempting to keep a young appearance. Tricksters focus on the senior network by selling them items that guarantee to help hide their age. These enemy of maturing items are frequently totally useless or loaded up with destructive synthetic concoctions. 23 Card Monte. The scandalous game, 3-card Monte, turned out to be broadly well known on riverboats and railways in the late 1830s. Any place men relocated, a strained round of 3-card Monte as a rule wasn't excessively far away. The game depends on a straightforward, skillful deception. The administrator tosses both of the 2 cards held in one hand. The fantasy made is that lone the base card is ever tossed. Be that as it may, the top can be dropped in an indistinguishable way to change the result. 19 Real estate fraud. Individuals regularly spend a decent part of their lives setting aside to purchase their very own place. That is the reason land tricks are so decimating to casualties. Counterfeit realtors bring up front installments or stores from individuals attempting to purchase a home. They should hold the cash until the arrangement closes. Notwithstanding, when it comes time to sign the administrative work, the realtor is mysteriously absent and the casualty's cash is no more. 18 Fraudulent collection agencies. More than 9 million Americans have their characters taken every year. Deceitful assortment offices are unlawful associations known for purchasing casualties' very own data from con artists. Hoodlums get tightly to individuals' very own data in various manners. Tricksters frequently act like a transient online acknowledge organization as an approach to get important data. Crooks additionally take a stab at taking individuals' personalities by calling their homes and working environments. They profess to be the IRS and afterward request their financial balance data and directing numbers. 17. Coin matching game. The coin coordinating game can be found in many gambling clubs all through the world. While this game can be played reasonably, there are individuals who use it as an approach to trick players. The trick is typically run by two administrators. The primary administrator joins the game alongside the person in question. At that point, the subsequent administrator joins soon after and continues to lose the game. In the wake of taking steps to call the police, they persuade the casualty to pitch them quiet cash, which the two administrators later split. 16. Strip club scam. A strip club or clasp joint trick has been continuing for as long as century. The foundation for the most part advances grown-up amusement or jug administrations at a particular cost to draw in clients. At that point, the clients are fooling into paying more cash as a byproduct of poor administrations, or nothing by any stretch of the imagination. A few bars have additionally been seen as blameworthy of watering down mixed beverages or charging 15. Pyramid schemes. Charles Ponzi got renowned during the 1920s for his lucrative plans. It began in Boston, Massachusetts and immediately spread the country over. The trick is currently more broadly known as the fraudulent business model. Ponzi initially gathered more than $8 million from around 30,000 financial specialists in only 7 months. He attracted speculators with assets from later financial specialists, which drove the financial specialists to accept that more benefits were coming. 14. Mail fraud. The United States has been battling against mail wrongdoing for many years. In 1792, Congress forced capital punishment for anybody found taking mail. At that point in 1872, Congress instituted the mail fraud statute to battle a post-Civil War flare-up of tricks and cheats utilizing the United States Postal Service. Lamentably, crooks keep on utilizing mail administrations to complete tricks, regularly from a huge number of miles away. 13. Bogus dry cleaning bill scam. Dry cleaning administrations developed in fame in the mid-1930s because of an oil lack during World War II. Tricksters exploited organizations by taking a bill from authentic cleaners and making 1,000 duplicates of it. They would then send these bills to upscale eateries and inns, guaranteeing that the casualty's cafe spilled food, espresso, or wine on a visitor's costly suit. Since the dry cleaning bills were generally humble, the cafes and inns would for the most part pay it without any inquiries posed. 12. Green goods. The United States saw an inundation of fake cash during the 19th century. Noteworthy specialists later named this period the green products game. Scammers would post flyers around the nation professing to offer real fake money available to be purchased. Casualties would frequently react to the flyers and travel to the area to finish the exchange. Upon appearance, the casualty would be indicated a sack of certified money. Be that as it may, while the casualty was diverted, the pack of cash would be changed out for a sack of sawdust, green paper, or different useless things. 11. Fortune-telling fraud. A few people may contend that all fortune-telling administrations are a trick. The cutting-edge fortune-advising extortion utilizes cold perusing abilities to recognize their customers' difficulties. As opposed to attempting to truly support them, they utilize this as a chance to bring in cash. The seer educates their customer that the person in question is reviled and that the revile must be broken in the wake of paying a huge expense. When the charge is paid, the crystal gazer for the most part does a phony spell over the individual, as far as anyone knows, liberating them from the revile. 10. Grandparent scam. For quite a long time, the more seasoned age has been gone after by crooks. The grandparent trick is one of the most insidious ones since it pulls on the senior's heartstrings. A con artist will call a more established individual and state, "Hello there grandma, do you know what this identity is?" When the grandparent surmises the name of the grandkid, the con artist will take on that individual's personality. The trickster will ordinarily request cash to take care of some surprising monetary issues. The grandparents for the most part don't pose such a large number of inquiries before sending cash by means of Western Union or MoneyGram. 9. Salting the mine. Salting a mine was a well-known trick during the gold rush. Tricksters would plant a valuable pearl or gold metal in a mine or on the scene to persuade others into buying partakes in a useless or non-existent mining organization. They would do this to give the appearance that the land or mine was plentiful in characteristic minerals. A portion of the more popular salting mine tricks incorporated the diamond hoax of 1872 and the Brie X gold misrepresentation of the mid-1990s. 8. Money-related legal help. Money-related legitimate tricks over and over again go unnoticed, and more regrettable, unreported. They can be hard to indict, so they are viewed as a generally safe wrongdoing. In any case, that doesn't mean they aren't destroying to the individuals who are influenced. With these monetary lawful tricks, an individual will act like a legal counselor and will promote administrations they are not able to offer. When an understanding is marked, the customer will be compelled to pay whatever the presenting legal counselor requests. 7. Sentiment scams. Sentiment tricks don't simply hurt an individual monetarily, however sincerely too. Casualties of sentimental tricks are persuaded that the individual they are talking with really adores and thinks about them. The lawbreakers normally discover their casualties on dating applications or via web-based networking media. When they grow in association and are okay with their casualties, they generally begin requesting cash. They will regularly say they need the cash for clinical costs or to assist them with escaping an awful circumstance. 6. Propositions for employment. Individuals who are searching for occupations are regularly confident and credulous. As of now, there are nearly the same number of tricks as there are genuine employments on the web. Prior to the internet, be that as it may, individuals would utilize the activity posting segment in a paper to cheat individuals out of cash. Some activity tricksters approach their casualties to pay for their experience reports or preparing, while others just request to have cash wired to them or request their visa data. 5. Legacy notices. It's very uncommon for somebody to have a far-off relative they never knew about leave them a huge total of cash. The legacy trick as a rule starts with an email or letter sent through the mail. The record as a rule educates the individual that they will get a huge legacy. In any case, they should initially send a whole of cash to cover the managerial expenses. The individual getting defrauded considers the to be as an unassuming sum contrasted with the huge entirety of cash they will get. Throughout the years, a large number of individuals have been defrauded by these phony legacy takes note. 4. Counterfeit lottery winnings. Everybody fantasizes winning the lottery so they can carry on with a light-hearted existence of extravagance. The main recorded indications of a lottery were reported in the Chinese Han Dynasty somewhere in the range of 205 and 187 BC. From that point forward, individuals have been considering various approaches to swindle the framework. In 2015, Eddie Tipton was indicted for gear over $14.3 million from MUSL's lottery game, Hot Lotto, in Iowa, Colorado, Wisconsin, Kansas, and Oklahoma. 3. Horse trading. During the 1800s, ponies were something other than a magnificent creature. They were utilized for war, transportation, ranch work, mail conveyance, chasing, and sport. Ponies were frequently their proprietors' most prized ownership. In 1889, a pleasantly dressed man appeared at a homestead offering to purchase a decent pony. He vowed to give $10 for the pony that day and $25 progressively 7 days after the fact. The following day another courteous fellow walked around requesting a similar pony yet offered to pay an extra $25 for it. The rancher concurred. At the point when the principal man returned for the pony, the rancher gave the primary man of honor his cash, in addition to an extra $10 for his difficulties. The subsequent man of honor stayed away forever for the pony and the two men of their word split the cheated cash. 2. Man of the cloth. It's very typical in the 20th century for crooks to imitate someone else for self-gain. For example, there have been accounts of burglars taking on the appearance of bank chiefs so as to take cash. In 1888, a man presented himself as Father McCarthy of Montreal to a head cleric in Washington, D.C. Soon thereafter, McCarthy went down to the neighborhood gems store to search for a present for the cardinal. He requested that one vendor bring a couple of jewels over to the house of prayer where he was remaining. At the point when the dealer showed up with the merchandise, McCarthy inquired as to whether he could take the precious stones to another space to show other sacred men. Rather, he sneaked out the secondary passage, gone forever. 1. Vanishing act. The disappearing act turned into a mainstream trick around the 1880s. A group of 2 ladies and 1 man took things, for example, ribbon, caps, shoes, and other top-notch products. The ladies requested that the shipper have the merchandise sent to their parlor, yet would then vanish with the products, leaving the detachment calmly sitting tight for his installment. In present-day times, the disappearing act could be viewed as any type of retail burglary. Roughly $35 million worth of retail products is taken from retailers every year, as indicated by NASP. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like it. Thanks.